We are going to present the hip and leg muscles.
Hi, I'm Ale Herrera.
Hi, I'm Claudia Lizárraga.
Hi, I'm Fran Porragas.
Hi, I am Luisa Royce.
The iliopsoas is a muscle which its function is to flex the femur, and the origin of this muscle is ilium lumbar vertebra, and the insertion is in the femur. The muscles of the iliopsoas are the most powerful flexors of the thigh at the hip joint. The gluteus maximus is the strongest muscle in the body and covers a large part of the butt. Its function is to extend the femur, and the origin of this muscle is in the iliac crest, sacrum, and coccyx. The insertion of this muscle is in the femur. The gluteus medius is a muscle that is partly covered by the gluteus maximus. The function of this muscle is to abduct the femur, and the origin of this is in the ilium, and the insertion of this muscle is in the femur.
The quadriceps femoris muscle is a four-headed muscle of the thigh, which almost completely covers the femur. Its origin is in the ilium and femur, and the insertion is on the tibia. Its function is to flex the femur and extend the lower leg. It is also formed by four groups: rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, vastus intermedius. The rectus femoris muscle has two origins at the anterior inferior iliac spine of the pelvis and the upper margin of the acetabulum. The vastus medialis muscle runs spirally around the shaft from the linea aspera and intertrochanteric line of the femur. The vastus lateralis muscle originates at the linea aspera and greater trochanter of the femur, loops around the shaft, and mainly runs into the quadriceps tendon. The vastus intermedius muscle begins at the front side of the femur and ends in the common insertion tendon.
Hamstring is the single large tendon found behind the knee. The hamstrings consist of three muscles: the bicep femoris muscle, the semitendinous muscle, the semimembranous muscle. These muscles combined are primarily responsible for the flexion of the knee joint, as well as assisting the extension of the thigh. In addition to these muscles, the hamstring muscles work in tandem to rotate the knee, assist in maintaining a standing position with knees slightly bent, as well as limiting how far we can bend forwards as we try to touch our toes bending our knees. The hamstring muscles also play a role in our posture by assisting to straightening our lower curvature of spine, which curves the pelvis toward when sitting. Its origin lies at the ischium and its insertion at the tibia and fibula.
The sartorius muscle is the longest muscle in the entire human body. It's a long, thin, band-like muscle found in the anterior region of the thigh. The sartorius functions as an important flexor and rotator of the thigh at the hip joint. Its origin is in the ilium, and the insertion is at the tibia.
Adductor muscles are a group of four muscles located in the internal femoral region of both sides of the body. Their names are adductor longus, adductor brevis, adductor magnus, and gracilis. This adductor's main function is to adduct or bring your legs toward the midline of the body. This occurs during any athletic movement requiring you to move from side to side, such as playing in the infield in baseball, defense in basketball, and football. They also are responsible for adducting or crossing your legs across the midline of the body. Their origin is located in the ischium and pubis, while the insertion point is in the femur.
Gastrocnemius muscle is a muscle located on the back portion of the lower leg, being one of the two major muscles that make up the calf. The gastrocnemius branches at the top behind the knee. The two branches are known as the medial and lateral heads. The flexing of this muscle during walking and bending of the knee creates contraction of the femur, pulling toward the tibia in the lower leg and causing the knee to bend. Its origin is on the femur, and the insertion of this muscle forms the Achilles tendon to attach to the middle three facets on the posterior surface of the calcaneus. Soleus muscle is the plantar flexor muscle of the ankle. It is capable of exerting powerful forces into the ankle joint. It is located on the back of the lower leg and originates at the posterior aspect of the fibular head and the medial border of the tibial shift. This muscle is primarily used for pushing up the ground while walking. Its origin is on the tibia and the fibula. Tibialis anterior muscle is the largest muscle located on the anterior compartment of the leg. Helps to flex the foot in an upward direction at the ankle and also extends the toes. This muscle emerges from the upper lateral surface of the tibia or shin bone and forms the interosseous membrane. The muscle inserts onto the base of the first metatarsal bone in the foot. This muscle helps with disflexion, which is the action of pulling the foot toward the shin. It also inverts the foot at the subtalar and mid-tarsal joints and holds up the medial longitudinal arc of the foot.